Hi, my name's Ann Zielinski, and today I'm going to show you how to dig and divide a perennial plant. And specifically, we're going to be digging a chrysanthemum, and it's best to dig and divide fall blooming plants in the spring and summer blooming plants you dig and divide in the fall. So, to get started, I'll show you, here's the plant. I have not done anything to it since winter, so the bloom stalks have died down, but to prepare for digging, I'm going to scrape away the leaves that have blown in. And we had a very rough winter last year, so this plant, I had anticipated it being very full and robust. In fact, most of it has winter killed. So it doesn't need to be divided as much as I thought it was going to. So let's take a look at this other plant behind me, which I know has a lot more growth. You're probably wondering why I have all these tomato cages in my flower garden. It's not because I'm going to plant tomatoes, it's because I have deer. And they are a good deterrent for deer. So back to our chrysanthemum. This is the plant that we're going to dig and divide. So I'm going to break off the dried tops. And you can see a fairly large plant here that has outgrown its space. So my goal today is to dig this, take part of it and replant it, and take the remaining piece and repot that to give to a friend. As you can tell, this plant has a fairly robust root system, so it's important to work your way all the way around it and loosen it, which I now have it fully loosened. And I can lift it, and I'm going to bring it out here just to show you the technique of determining how to divide up a perennial like this. As you notice, there's some natural divisions that are beginning to show. So that is a reasonable size plant that I might want to replant there. If I need to get, let's say, 3 or 4 pieces out of this, this is a piece that can be trimmed, and the trimming that I would do is shorten back all of these old bloom stalks, trim the roots so you have nice, clean, white, healthy looking roots. And that would be a plant that I would put into a small pot about this size. In about a month, that will have thickened up, gotten new sprouts, and would be a nice plant to transplant into your yard someplace else or to give to a friend. This piece has some old dead, over mature part to this plant, so this will go in the trash. Now, so this, we're going to trim off some of these, and in trimming this, you want to be sure that you're not damaging this new growth, but getting rid of this old that is no longer needed. And this plant, we're going to put dirt into this pot, and it will go in here for another placement elsewhere in the yard. And then finally, this plant is the one that we will replant into that area. Ordinarily, I would prune this back, clean it up, and I would prepare the hole with a little bit of fertilizer, mix the soil, and unfortunately I forgot to bring my fertilizer bucket around here, but I have some composted dairy manure, and I'd use probably a shovelful in the hole for this plant. As you see, I've reduced it by almost 2/3, so I have a third that I'm going to put back into this space here. And I'm not going to plant it because I don't have my fertilizer here, but you get the idea. Putting it back in, packing the soil around it, and then giving it a drink of water to settle the dirt around the roots. And that concludes how to dig and divide a perennial. Happens to be a chrysanthemum, but you would do the same kind of maneuver if you were doing a hyssop or some of your ornamental grasses. You would handle the same way. I find a digging fork to be exceptionally helpful in lifting and dividing perennials or any plant that you want to lift and not disturb its root ball. This is the piece of equipment to have. So that concludes our demonstration today. I encourage you to watch the other Master Gardener show and tells, and if you're interested, we're always looking for new gardeners to come join the Master Gardeners of Fremont County. Give a call to the Extension office. Thank you very much.